So let's do a recap really quick. So on last week's episode, we discussed relationships, right? So everybody should get a clean slate when starting a new relationship, leave the past in the past.
Keep it going, no matter how much you have for or feelings for this person or kids, whatever case may be. You work it out with your kids if you can't work out something that will work out for you at the end goal. But again, I don't want to ramble on stuff, but what is your ultimate end goal and what's it going to take for you to get there? I believe in, for me, part of what the hustle is for me is to satisfy the best I can team members that I work with. So if they have a vision, what can I do to help them achieve their vision? What can I sacrifice to help them achieve that vision? And that's what I'll do. That's where I feel that I win at. So if you sacrifice stuff for me, then I'm good with that. That's again, but that's just me. I feed off of that. I work with that. And everyone here, like I'm taking bits and pieces from everybody online here, hearing what their hustle is, because again, everybody hustle is different. I see Ronnie signed on too. I know Ronnie's hustle, and I know Ronnie's drive, and his drive is, compatible to just mine, but he's taking a different highway, and I've taken a different highway. So, that's best I can share at this particular time.
So that's thank you for sharing. That's obviously everybody has a different struggle, right?
That is
So
correct.
and everybody deals with it a different kind of way. So let's talk about the struggle and how we manage the struggle and the hustle. I have spent many days, many nights just crying. Moment of vulnerability. I've spent many days and many nights crying because I couldn't figure it out. I would sit and I would cry and I would be so upset, like, oh my God, I want to give up. Please, somebody do something, or can I please, dear Lord, get an answer, or whatever. And I guess that helps in a way. I mean, Ronnie, I like Irv said, you're someone too. You got your hustles and your struggles. Like what? Tell us about your struggle. Talk about your struggle. Are you still on mute, Ron?
Hear me?
Go
Can you
ahead.
hear me?
You're very low.
Hold on. Oh, ask somebody real quick. Let me get everything set up. I thought I was up. Hold on. Let me see.
Okay.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Steph, I'm gonna jump right back to you,
Yes,
girlfriend. You
to
talk about
me,
yes, you talk about multiple things on a daily basis. Talk about your struggle.
right. Again, I mean, I don't want to call it a struggle. It's a juggle because I'm blessed to have the juggle. Because if I was struggling, it wouldn't be good, and nobody wants to struggle, right? So we kind of like, I mean, for me, I look at it as like I'm juggling my blessings, my talent, the things that I've been given to be able to do. It's taken me a long time to figure that out. I think for me, I think my life experiences have led me to my what I want to do and my goal to, I guess, to build myself up to do better for my family. Like those are my goals, my end goals. But to do what I'm doing now, to do my hustle, so to speak, my hustle were my life experiences, things that have put me in situations, and I've come through them so that I can actually help other people get through theirs or to go through those things as well. So for me, I mean, down to like, why did I become a holistic nutritionist? Because I had cancer. So what can I do now? I can help people that are going through cancer, or that are trying to figure out, well, how do I not have cancer? Or how can I go get away from that? I could tell them like there's different things for you to do. And I mean, it goes into a whole nother level of holistic eating and holistic living. Like it's a whole nother lifestyle. And as well as like, why do I work out? I work out because my mother told me I was fat my whole life. So what happened? I worked out like a maniac. Now I'm to a point where I don't want to see anybody feel uncomfortable about their bodies. I want everyone to feel good about themselves. Hair, my mother's black. I mean, my father's black. My mother's Italian. Who did hair? Nobody. I mean, listen, my aunts would give me cornrows. I looked Chinese for 2 weeks and I hated it. I wanted something where I could do something for my, for hair all over, like, not just braids all day long. I want to have pretty hair and let it hang out because I had hair like this and nobody knew how to tame me. So what did I do? I sat in front of my mirror at 6 years old and I did my hair, and I would go up and down my block to my friends' houses and do their hair. And when I went to high school, I did everyone's hair for prom, then did my hair for prom and went to prom. So for me, I know no other way but to hustle or to do my thing, because my thing always was something to get somebody else to do their thing. So that's my hustle. For me, my goal is to make sure that my hustle supplies the comfortability for my family, my kids. I have two boys and that's it, it's just us. So that's why I do what I do. But to get to that, how do you know? How do you know you need to have a hustle? How do you know that maybe you just want to get up and go to school and go to work? Or you just want to just have a career? How do you know that you need to do more as a hustle? Is there more? Like who determines that? How do you determine that? What part of your life determines having to do a hustle, so to speak?
That's a really good question. I mean,
Yeah.
complacency, I know I'm not complacent. I'm not done.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's people who will go to school, I believe. This is my own opinion. I feel like there's people that go to school or whatever, learn a trade or whatever, and that's it. They wake up every day and they do their thing and then they come
Right.
home. That's good for them, and that's not, not knocking that at all. But for me as an individual, I always think to myself, what else? What else can I
Right.
do? Can I get into? Who else can I help? What else? You know what I mean? Like, and a majority of it too is being a good role model for my children. I have little people that look up to me, and they want, they look to, I'm going to say that they look to me for guidance in some way, shape, or form. Like when they're going through school and they're like, well, what do we need this for? And in my mind, I'm like, nothing really. No, I'm sorry. It's like, use a calculator. No. But I have to explain to them, you do need the fundamentals, you need the foundation, the building blocks, and then after that, you figure out, what it is. Because like I said, I have a career, I have a 9 to 5 in which I went to school for, and so on and so forth. But I knew that going into an office every day and, sitting in my office and then doing the work and then coming home wasn't enough for me. I wanted more. I knew I had more talent. I knew I had things to do and things to show the world. And I just couldn't be locked up, in a office. And it's just not for me. So that's why I had to find it in myself, reevaluate what I wanted to do, and figure it out. And then, and I'll tell you this, anything that I do that's outside of my comfort zone, I'm scared. I'm literally terrified. It's like I have like negative thoughts and this, that, and the third that run through my head. But at the same time, I'm kind of like, no, this is what I want. So that's what tells me that I need to continue hustling and continue moving along, because I'm not done. I'm just not done. I have so much more to do. You feel me? So Ronnie, I hope you're back on and we can hear you, because I would love to know, how you feel about this. Nope. Take a shot.
Okay, fine. We're kind of getting dry.
Yeah, we haven't taken a shot in like the last 20 minutes. So can we take a shot?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, we back. I had to take the thing off real quick. All right, so you asking me about my struggles?
Talk about your come up. Talk about your hustle and how you got to where you are now.
All right, so where I'll start. So I grew up doing music in the church. I was in the church choir when I was younger, but my parents, they pushed sports and they pushed school. So music was kind of obsolete as I was growing up. So when I got to college, I went to Florida A&M University. And when I got to college, I knew that I didn't want to wake up at 5 a.m. to play football. So I just cut that all the way out. So when I got there, I joined a dorm step team and a dance troupe when I got to college. But also when I got there, my sophomore year in college, I started falling back into music because my grandfather passed away. And I needed a way to vent. And the only way I knew how to vent was either to write or cry it out, or a whole situation. I'm not really big on telling people my emotions, and the only way I knew how to do it was to express it through writing. So I started writing, then I met a group and we became LOTD, Leaders of the Dreamers. I graduated college in 2014, moved to Atlanta. And when I got here, I took music way more serious. So when I got here, it was like straight leg work because I already built my fan base in Florida and Tallahassee and all of that. I had to come here and then do it all over. So for me, the struggle of being here was being a new artist. Atlanta is very close knit. So like not knowing too many people, but having to be on the scene. Like a lot of people, I feel like think that without any legwork, God is just gonna bless you with just whatever. Like it doesn't happen that way. You know what I'm saying? Like people are just wishful dreaming and wishful thinking. And I come across a lot of people like that. So it was just like for me, I didn't want to be that person. So I went out. I went to A3C, these music festivals, brushed elbows with a couple people, knew people from school. They introduced me to a bunch of people, but still, it was still hard. You know what I'm saying? Because being an artist, like you invest in time, money, and a lot into what you want to do. You know what I'm saying? Especially here in Atlanta, like it's wild, but I love it. And I think I had to decide. I even moved back home to Jersey for 6 months, and when I got back home to Jersey, it just wasn't the same. Like I was just like too much individualism. People ain't really working. Just love that I got in the South ain't the same how I got back home. You know what I'm saying? So I had to go back. So I came back, got back here, and the only thing that really was hurting me, my struggle, was self-doubt, being self-conscious and not understanding that I am dope and being confident in me that I was overthinking a lot of my stuff. You know what I'm saying? So I wasn't progressing as an artist that I should have. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's telling me I'm dope, but I'm not seeing it. You feel me? So self-doubt was an issue. Can't lie, financially being an artist and whatever, entrepreneur, whatever, was a big issue because even though I have a degree, I don't want to work for anybody. Like, and I had to, being an upcoming artist, my mom showed me a video of Denzel Washington or whatever. I think he was saying how you need to start somewhere with a job or whatever to get where you need to go. And it wasn't clicking for me. Like, you know, some of us men we just slow shit sometimes. So, and it wasn't clicking for me at all. So, and then after a while, I was like, okay, I need to go. So I started getting these jobs, and then I became an Uber driver. When I tell you Uber's a lick, it was a lick. Like that done helped me out by far. I was paying for anything I needed. But then it was also still a struggle because life was still happening while I was trying to get all of this. You know what I'm saying? So life, self-doubt, all of that. And to say all of that, I feel as though, yes, there's beauty in the struggle, right? So my struggle is different from everybody else's. But at the end of the day, when you manifest what you really want to do throughout this whole struggle, and then you start seeing the fruits of your labor come from that manifestation, it's like the best feeling in the world, right? So like I sat here, I didn't want to pay people to go record in their studio $80, $50, $60. I brought my own equipment and learned how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like being self-efficient, self-taught. You don't need to go get a degree when you can go on the internet and learn half of this stuff that's out here. So that's my struggle and my little backstory. Sorry being long-winded.
No, that's really, it's fine. Thank you for sharing that. I mean, that's, first of all, it's amazing how much you learn when you want something bad enough. I feel you on it when you sit there and say, you know, you don't want to work for nobody. I don't want to work for anybody either. Like I want to work for myself. I don't want to answer to anyone. I don't want to be able to do what I want to do when I want to do it. So I feel, you know, that's managing your hustle. You are, absolutely. So Nikki, how do you feel? Tell us about your.
I feel like this is a really helpful conversation to be having, only because I feel like my struggle's a little different. So when I was in high school, I mean, I've always loved art. I like drawing and painting and everything like that. But I felt like I was always like kind of judged for it when I was younger. I mean, I love drawing women, and all the kids in class would be like, why are you drawing boobs? Why are you drawing a girl? Like, you're a boy. Like, why aren't you playing sports? So I kind of was always a little bit insecure about what I like to do because I just felt like it was different. It was weird. So when I went through high school, I was taking art classes and stuff like that. But at the time, my parents were helping my brother with college. And they were always telling me, like, you know, you could go for whatever you want to do, but, you know, we're also helping out your brother with school, and art school's really expensive. Don't you want to go here first to get, you know, like, I felt like there was always sort of like, I want to say a little bit of like concern or like judgment attached to me wanting to pursue art. And then another thing I felt like that really hindered me getting started in what I really wanted to do was the fact that I wasn't living an authentic life of myself. I didn't come out as a gay man until I was 19 years old. So for the first 19 years of my life, I wasn't living me authentically, which is a big deal. Like if you're keeping a big lie from a lot of people and, you know, anyone that you care about, it's tough. You don't really feel like yourself, and it's hard to really pursue anything that you love because you don't feel, you know, wholly yourself. So that was the first thing. And then, of course, when I was 19, I came out and I was in a relationship for a long time. And that is a lot of distractions helped, like, kind of prevented me from pursuing what I wanted to do. The hustle for me was always working retail. At one point I was traveling 3 hours to work every day to make like $16 an hour because I thought the hustle was like chasing the money, because I went to college for a couple years. I never got a degree. So I was just going where the money was at. And I realized that it was taking a large toll out of me, my abusive relationship and the fact that I was driving so far to work and getting paid so little. So once I ended my relationship and I, you know, got a job closer to home, I felt like my life just got started about like a year ago, where I was really able to get my mind together. I was financially there. I felt like I had a really late start. So just this past fall, I registered for college. So I'm going back to school to study art and design. Thank you. Tanasia, I see her. She's like so small in the corner. I see her clapping over here. You know, I've been applying to jobs in the city
for that, guys.
for like retail management jobs, and I'm just trying to like kind of hone in everything that I've learned from my other jobs to sort of like start my hustling journey now, only because I feel more like the most authentically confident in myself recently than I have ever before in my life. It sucks that this fucking COVID-19 thing started because it kind of like threw a wrench in my shit. But I think a lot of what hustling is to me is just kind of recognizing what your gift is and what you bring to the table. Because I thought I could do everything under the sun. I was like, I love to dance. I thought I could sing for a second, but I can't. I thought I could do something in retail. I thought I could do something in management. I was like, but then I realized like, my gift is art, and I need to figure out a way to utilize that in order to make me money. So I'm just really grateful that we're having this conversation now, because I'm just beginning my hustle. Really, I kind of like let other things take precedence over the hustle before, so now I'm just in a different spot. But it's good. I think it's important to like know what you bring to the table and know what you have to offer, and then once you have that mindset and you know what you want to do, nothing can stop you. And now I'm like drawing every day. I'm like really trying to like get my life start putting it together. It's a struggle. Like knowing yourself is hard. That's a big part of the hustle is like kind of just allowing yourself to be scared and kind of just work through that. So
Hey,
that's my story.
hey, I had something to say.
Yeah.
Off of his thing about COVID-19, I feel like this is like the prime time to really hustle, like right now. I don't care, like my homie down here, Scrap, you know what I'm saying? She play ball, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, you know what I'm saying, she could be in the house dribbling. I know she in there working, you feel me? So I feel like this time right now is the right time, like, to do your art, bro. Like, I don't even care if you're painting on the wall right now. Do something, because at the end of the day, like, when this is over, you have not worked, you're already late to the party. Like you're like 10 steps behind everybody that was already grinding every day.
Totally agree.
So,
totally agree. Nikki, Ronnie, and I have these conversations almost every day, man. And this right here is the new norm. So what you're doing, I commend you fully. So don't think that this messed up anything. All this right here is just enhanced what you're about to do. So you get to reinforce yourself in the new direction that you're going. So most importantly, what will help you, because, just to say to you, when I first started entertainment, I thought I was going to be like the biggest dude, richest guy, biggest house. I mean, I was eased into the situation. My brother used to be Queen Latifah's personal driver. So I was in with everything, sitting with all these people and thinking like, my next move is, stardom. But I wasn't prepared, and I crashed and burned royally. So, but now with everything that you just said, like right now for hustling, surround yourself with hustlers of like minds. So whether they're entrepreneurial, into graphics arts, painting, like I have people that do that. I'm sure everybody online may have somebody in that area. You surround yourself with hustlers and see where it can tie into what you're doing. So it can help ease some of the hustle. But just the mere fact that you have the drive to do it, to hustle, you're already in the game.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. And I feel like a lot of that was me fixing, like, selecting who I was surrounding myself with too. Because in high school, in my, first part of my life, I was not motivated at all. I felt mental health is a big part of it too, as I was hella depressed. I didn't want to do anything. Getting up out of bed was tough, let alone, doing anything I love to do. And I noticed, like about a year ago, that I was surrounding myself with people that would be all talk. They would have all of these goals, but wouldn't do shit to do it. And I was like, I don't want to become the people that I surround myself with. So I definitely excommunicated those people. I'm like, you can stay over there. We'll talk once a year, but I'm really trying to stick to my shit right now. So, and you're right. This is the perfect. I was always wishing that I had time like this in the past to pursue art, like to just sit and draw for 12 hours a day. And now I have the time to do it. So it feels great. And so, it's important. I love it. It's once you're in that, like, that groove and that move, like, it's like you're
Once you're in that
unstoppable.
mindset, that
Yeah,
once you're in that
exactly.
mindset, you got to develop it. You got to develop that thick skin because listen, I've had people that I grew up with when I had hair playing ball with, and now all of a sudden now they're like, they've done things, said things, and they're no longer part of that crew. They're no longer part of my team. So
Right.
I was once asked, I was told, excuse me, dude, you changed, and I responded about the problem is you did, and it's just about what's your end goal, what you're trying to do, and what's going to prevent you, and what's going to help you. So that's good, man. I like your forthrightness.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Thanks for sharing, Nikki. That's definitely a moment of vulnerability right there. I mean, it doesn't matter where you start, when you start, as long as you start. And now that you do have time, it's just that discipline of, you know, doing what it is that you have to do to get where you need to go, to get where you need to go. So I'm proud of you, and now you're surrounded with a whole bunch of people who are like-minded, which is a good thing. It's always good to kind of surround yourself with like-minded people because then that will push you. It's not listen, if you're friends or family and people are supporting you and they want to be there for you, it's not a competition. You'll see one person doing one thing, and that person will help boost you. I mean, that's how I feel. Like when I see my group of friends, my circle, the handful of people that I have in my circle, you know what I'm saying? I see one person doing good things, I'm there to support you. Another one doing great things, I'm there to support you. And you know what I'm saying? Like if people say they're gonna do something, then I'm gonna sit here and be the type of person to be like, look, you said you were gonna do this and you didn't do it. So when are you gonna do it? Because I love you and I know that you have your goals too. So it's really important that you surround yourself with like-minded people who do support you and who are there for you. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Steph, what do you think?
I
Facts.
heard nothing because I had to reload the page.
You heard nothing. Okay. Tanisha, I haven't heard from you.
Because I'm just taking in everyone's stories. I mean, these are all such inspiring stories.
Definitely.
What do our people have to say? Like people that have like signed on, do they have anything they want to bring in? Anything they want to talk about? No.
I'm gonna
Select
make y'all
someone,
take a
JVN.
shot. Huh?
Drum roll,
Sorry?
please.
I said select someone, JVN.
Okay. Natasha, welcome.
I knew it.
That's why she died.
I see
Don't
a
call
familiar
me.
face.
I'll take a
Thanks for
shot for
coming
you,
back.
Natasha.
How are you? We're talking about hustling, and right now we're sharing our stories and our struggles or our juggles in the hustle world.
Well, I think for me, I think Irvin, if anything, has known me the longest and has seen my struggle from like the beginning, so to say. Me, it's kind of different. I lost my mom at 16, so I end up like completely moving from the norm and what I know to the unknown. And from 16 until basically now, I have been on survival mode where I have talents, but I put all my talents aside because I knew I had to survive. It was more of as much as I want to do what I want to do, I can't fail because I only have myself. I'm my mother's only child, so it was like all I had is me. And it took for my kids are 16 and 11. I think my daughter's 11. 11. And I'll never forget, when I was in college, I was going to school for journalism. I was like, I wanted to write for Vibe magazine, and then I had a baby. So then it was like, since I didn't have anybody, I focused on family. And it was like, okay, I have this person, it's just us. So I literally set everything aside and just started work. Like, I draw, I write, I can do arts and crafts. I'm very creative, but it's just I had to learn to survive. And, then I had my daughter, and it took, when my kids went to boarding school, I'll never forget the dean of the dorms. She set me aside, and they talk to you and tell you that, when your kids are in boarding school, it's no longer thinking about your kids anymore. You have to focus on yourself. So I was so used to being a mother for so many years. The dean asked me, well, what do you want to do? And I just looked like, I don't know. And so she had gave me a chicken soup for the soul for women and a journal. And she says, you need to figure out what you want. Now you have the opportunity where your kids are no longer, they're home, but they're not home all the time. You can really focus. So during this time, I think like the past 3 years, I've been slowly getting into writing more. People have asked me out here locally to help them write things. And it's like, oh, I do have it, So it took time for someone to say, look, just because you're a mother doesn't mean that life stopped. Continue to pursue what you want to pursue. So now, just like Nikki, I registered to go back to school, and I've really been focusing on what my major is, being mass comm, and trying to focus on creating a podcast right now.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's lit. That's lit.
And we'll be there, so let us know. And thank you for sharing. So, everyone has shared, their personal experience, and I really, really appreciate that. Let's think about, where you guys are right now, today, this moment. Okay, let's think about that. Do you guys feel that you've made it? Do you appreciate where you are? The struggles that you went through? Things like that. Where you are currently, do you feel like you're good?
Yep, I'm quarantined and chill.
Go ahead, Ronnie. Go ahead, Ronnie.
I'm sorry?
How do you feel?
Okay. Do you feel, the question is, do I feel that I made it? No.
Yeah, how do you feel? How do you feel where you are right now?
I do not feel like I've made it. As a matter of fact, I feel like, my drive is to keep pushing. And the moment that you start feeling complacent is probably when you're done, depending on your end goal. My end goal is to be, what helps me, again, I said earlier, what are the factors that go into hustling? Like for me, it's family, it's entertainment, it's sports, but most importantly, helping people. So as long as I have that in me to help people, if I sit down with somebody, they wish they could be a model or singer or whatever the case may be. What can I utilize to help them in that area? So as long as I continue to have that drive, as long as I continue to have the resources at my disposal, I'm going to do so. Now, has it been easy? Of course not. I've had some ups and downs, but it's just the mere fact that the drive that you have, the passion, which is most important for what I have, is allows me to push through all that stuff. So the moment I feel that I no longer have that in me, then I'm gonna have to figure out something else. And right now, I don't know what that is, because the end goal for me is helping as many people as I can in the capacity of family, entertainment, sports. It's just all of that. It pushes me to do so. And then when I hear, like even right now, those low moments that you have, you need like a supporting cast to get you out of it. Because no matter how much we hustle, no matter how much we drive, we push, we still have those moments where we just want to give the hell up. So you have to have a support system to hold you up, talk to you, if you instill some more confidence in you, and then you push forward the best way you possibly can. Then you have those high moments. Like right now, I'm in the highest moments of highs I've ever had in years, and I love it right now. Like after this, I have a couple of calls. I'm gonna be up a little bit with some of my colleagues, and I love it. But again, in that breath, there is sacrifice. I don't have anything else going on other than the fact of taking care of this, being prepared for a conference call, working on the next project, some of which is Ronnie involved. So it's like I'm hype as crap because I know the stuff that I'm involved in is helping the people that I'm working with. And I would love to see it. Just look at see how Ronnie is right now. That's my motivation. That hey, what I'm doing is helping a cause. You know what I'm saying? So and I know I got probably a couple of people that's online now. Just the fact of what I'm working on and building on, I have smiles on my face just as we're working and plotting and planning what's going on. So, and also, not to digress just a little bit, JVN is a story of that as well. So JVN helped me about 8-9 years ago, and something that she don't know, like I'm loyal to people who help me to their goals of doing something. So she didn't know any of this was something that she could do. She spoke about modeling. She said, I'm too short. She talked about hosting. I never did it before. All this other stuff. And I told her if she wanted to do something, just put your mind to it and we can work out something. I know I'm not supposed to put my hand on my face. I'm sorry. You're not supposed, you can do these things. It's just you have to find the avenue that works for you. I hate when I hear people say you can't do something. That or somebody says no, I'll find another door. But if anybody ever tell you can't do something, you have to find a way around that, and you have to persevere through that. So JVN is a story of that, seeing her growth and the things that she's done. So when I see her and what she's doing, that also allows me to see like the fruits of my labor are persevering. So the passion, the drive, that's what keeps me going. So I can't ever be complacent at all.
Started from the bottom, now we here.
That was so nice, Joe. That was so nice. I will say, Herb has also helped me at the gym. So he's not only helping people in the profession, but also at the gym.
No doubt. Listen, Tanisha, she's I don't know where she got her lungs from, man. She runs for hours, man. I went and worked out one day. She was on the treadmill. Dude, Ronnie, I did like 2 hours. I came back. She was still. I was like,
Tanisha's the one that got me into running 5Ks. She's like, come on, you can do it. Let's go. And I would be dying right next to her. She's going on like 7 speed. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to catch up. This is not going to happen. Yeah, definitely, Tanisha.
Well, I am not pulling up on you, Tanisha.
Don't race her. She'll have all y'all.
To add to Herb's, and to your question, you said, do you feel you made it? So part of me feels like I made it in terms of the accomplishments, the goals that I had set forth for me throughout the times that I had set these goals, right? So I feel as though I made it because I dropped a project in the time that I said I wanted to drop a project. So that's when I felt accomplished and I felt like I made it. But in terms of what Herb is saying or whatever, in terms of just every day, no matter what, I feel like I have to, there's always something that needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? I still got to go get it regardless. I'm not happy where I'm at, even though I might be happy with the accomplishments that are happening while they are happening through the process. I still need to get to where I feel like there's no get to where you want to be, because there's always going to be something else that you want to accomplish right after you accomplish the first thing, right? You know what I'm saying? So like, I feel as though, okay, yeah, I went to, it's like simple as this. I traveled here to Canada, but I wanted to get to Greece. So how do I get to Greece? You know what I'm saying? I got to take a risk and do this. So now I get to Greece. Now I want to go somewhere. So it's like every time you accomplish something, you're going to always want something even more. And I feel as though you just got to fill up your resume. You got to fill up everything that you want to do each and every time, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And then look back at it and laugh at it. Be like, oh, wow. Like, I started here. Like, who was that there? Like, so compared to the person you are now. And I think that's just like the beautiful thing about it. Just seeing like how far you have come from when you initially started this whole thing of what you're doing to where you're at now.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, just to piggyback off of what you just said, I feel like, and to answer my own question, I feel like I've made it only because I always set goals for myself, and it is mandatory for me to reach each and every single one of those goals. However, I'm not, happy with, at the same time, I'm not happy with where I'm at, because again, I want more. It's kind of like what you said, going from one place to another. It's like when you reach a goal, it's kind of like, all right, I want more. However, I want to take some more, So, I mean, there's just so much more to do, every time somebody told me no, I would always be like, okay, that sucks, and that's, what am I going to do? Or I'll even be disappointed or discouraged. But I've come to a point in my life, if anything, where it's like no one's going to tell me no, because then I'll just create it myself and open the doors for myself, and I'll just move through those and accomplish what I have to accomplish. So a really good example is I really wanted to, do a lot of hosting and stuff like that, and with the events being canceled, in these last couple months, because we did have projects to do, and the events are obviously canceled because we can't do in-person things. So I said to myself, well, what am I going to do to continue on with working? Is just create an event myself. So we created Girls Night. So I feel like, this is a goal that I created, that I set for myself, and I feel like I made it here because I have you guys. So that's where I'm at. At the same time, he, my successful friend. All y'all are successful, but Sneesia, tell me, do you think you feel like you made it?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Well, one, because it's funny. As successful as you claim that I am, there's a lot more that I feel like I can do, and I just don't know what it is yet. A lot of times I talk to people and they're like, wow, you're destined for so much more. I hear it from you. Steph has even said things. I mean, you, Steph, and Nikki have been great with me so far, and all these ideas I've been throwing out, and Steph is really pushing things with me. So I'm grateful for all of you. But there's I always hear like there's more you could be doing. I just don't know where it is. So I feel that I haven't made it just because I know there's something else out there. I'm just still looking for it and trying to figure it out. And I mean, also, it sounds like from most of the people that have been talking so far that everybody's just natural born hustlers. So where does it stop? Where does it ever end? I feel like the more you progress and the more you succeed, the more you want. And there's no stopping. No matter how far everybody says they've come, and no matter how much people have succeeded, they just want more because they know they can do better. And there's people out there who are above where you want to be, and you're like, well, if they can get to that point, then why can't I get to that point as well? So for people like us who are just natural hustlers, there will never be an end, and we'll be happy. And people will say we made it, but we're like, no, we could go out there, we could do more. We still have more work to do. We still have more lives to touch. We still have more people to talk to. So for me, I don't feel like I've made it. I don't know when I'll ever get to that point of feeling like I made it. But I know there's a lot more out there.
See, I just want to tag on to what you just said about the you'll never have that feel. Like, I know for a fact I don't think I would ever lose a feeling of helping. Like, there's just no way I can see myself not being able to help. I'll probably be on my deathbed still trying to help somebody. Like, don't feel bad for me, help that person with this. That's just the blood that goes through me. So for me, right, I will always be a hustler in achieving something that's good for somebody who is achieving to try and do something. If whatever it may be, I don't care if it has anything to do with entertainment, sports. It could be just somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to, somebody to if I can help take away some sort of pain in any kind of way possibly, whether it's writing, talking, smiling, helping somebody across the street, giving somebody a seat. That helping aspect of people is what drives me the most. And being that I have resources the way that I do, it just so happens that within that realm of business, I try to weed through who's good and who's bad. It's kind of hard sometimes, but when you do latch onto, and I don't call them clients, I call them team members. when you latch on to somebody that's a good person with a good heart, with a good mindset, you want to go all out even then for them. You know, I'm joining forces with somebody right now who I adore. And it's just, I look at her so much as a friend, you know, first, and then business after. And just the mere fact of the stuff that's coming, it makes it just that much sweeter, you know? So it's just, for me, it's just going to be, you know, a helping others type thing. And if it sacrifices anything with me, then, you know, I'm good with that. Because at the end of the day, if I wake up and be like, look, we got X, Y, and Z, I can't wait to make that call to that person. You know, like, yo, we got this, we got that. You know, so Ronnie's a testament to that. Ask Ronnie, we on the phone. How many times do I interrupt like, yo, Ronnie, we got blah, 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 and I got to do this and that. And to hear him go from one tone to another, you know, that, again, continues to motivate me to continue on. So
Yes,
when you have passion, when you have passion behind stuff, man, it's definitely amazing. And you too. Like, listen, you motivating me too. Like, I haven't told you this on the low, but I joke with you about the running and stuff. But seriously, I know I have to increase it. Back in the day when I used to ball, I was running all the time. But I've gotten lazy, so I have to find some time in there to get it in, because I'm like, yo, you know, I may not run no 5, 10Ks like you do, but, you know, if I could run a 1K, whatever the case may be, if they have such a thing, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? If I can run around the complex without stopping, I've accomplished something. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
You know, in your way, you've motivated me too. So,
Thank you.
sorry, I didn't mean to hijack. I'm just going to.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Jump in, definitely. I mean, you know, everybody, it's amazing, you know, again, with your support system and what your mind can help you, you know, get through when you want to achieve a particular goal and everything else in between. You know, basically don't give up on your hustle. If you know that's what you want to do, you know, for our friends like Nikki and Tanasia, still, you know, looking to see what else, you know, if there's any advice that you guys want to give them, you know, behind the scenes and stuff like that. But just whatever it is, if you're not complacent, keep it moving, keep touching everything, keep putting your hands in everything until you figure it out. I mean, I know if I had to give you advice, that's what I did. You know, I've jumped from one thing to another until I figured out what it is that I wanted to do. And once I figured it out, it's like, all right, I want more. I want to do more with it. So that's exactly what I'm doing. So, you know, basically, everybody, don't give up on your hustle, right?
I'm here.
Okay, hey, girl.
Why are you looking around like you could see her?
My mindset is, it's like I'm pretending like everyone is in the same room. Like,
I know.
T, she had way too many shots. Don't even let her fool you.
Go again.
Y'all saw that? Y'all saw me looking around like, hey, where'd she go?
She's done.
My bad. All right. So I'm gonna have everyone take a shot for me, not me, because you know I'm gonna be drinking water for the rest of the night. Take a shot. Let me see. What's everybody's?
Got the Henny over there.
Yes, I came prepared.
Pure Henny and a Henny.
Okay. So this is what I was drinking. So I want to play a quick game.
Apple juice.
All right. I'll call it the lightning round. I don't really have a name for it, but I wanted to play a quick game. And I wanted to pick one of my hosts, right? So they're going to be Nick, Irvin, Stephanie, or Tanasia. And then I want to pick one of my guests. Okay.
Volunteer.
Volunteers as tribute.
Who's volunteering? Okay, so Ronnie, all right, cool. Thank you very much. And then who, either I'm going to pick you or you're going to volunteer. So what is it going to be?
I volunteer.
Okay.
There you go.
You're already in.
You're already out. Anyway. Okay, guys. So here are the rules. I'm going to ask you guys a few questions. Whoever How should I do this? I guess whoever raises your hand first is going to answer the question, and whoever loses has to take a 3-second drink from their drink. Okay?
Oh, hell.
I better finish. I have to fill my stuff up now.
Ooh, fuck. Water.
All right, you guys ready? Y'all ready? Ronnie, you ready? Can you hear me? Nikki, can you hear me?
Yeah. Is
Yeah.
that one of the answers quarantine and chill?
Wait,
Huh? What's up?
One of the answers quarantine and chill?
It's one These are some
Never mind.
like deep ass questions. What's up, T?
do they have to answer the questions? Like, are they open-ended or are they yes, no? Or true, false?
Good question, T.
Bob, they're actual questions that you just gotta answer. If you don't get it, then I don't know. Somebody
Good
keep
luck.
track. Yeah, good luck. These are kind of funny. Okay. So
Yeah, keep track.
the first question is, name the largest freshwater lake in the world.
In the world?
You said
Yep.
lake? Salt
Yeah.
Lake. Salt Lake. Is that a lake? Salt Lake? No. I think about Salt Lake City. I don't know.
Is
Lake
that your final
Huron?
answer?
Lake
Like a whole
Superior.
lake?
Lake Erie.
No, neither one of you got it.
So we both have to drink. I'm okay with that.
The
What?
answer, well, it's you, nobody won that round. So it's Lake
It's
Superior,
cat.
the largest freshwater lake in the world. All right, ready?
Oh, we got phones.
You
We
have
could
3 seconds to answer this question because you can actually think about it. So I'm gonna count to 3 and then try to answer the question. All right. So name the 7th planet from the sun.
Oh, I
Jupiter.
give up. I don't know.
Uranus.
Jupiter.
Jacksonville, Florida. I don't know.
Uranus.
I haven't learned this since 7th grade. Like,
I mean, Nikki said Uranus. So I guess he got that one, even though Irv threw the answer out. Why are you drinking? You're not supposed to wait. You take your shot. So
I just wanna-
Nick 1, Ronnie 0. Okay. So which is the only American state to begin with the letter P?
Pennsylvania. Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Wait, I was looking like there ain't no states that start with P.
Wow.
Okay, that's Nikki 2, Ronnie 0. Hey. Question. Name 3 primary colors.
Oh,
that's easy. Red, white, and blue.
oh my gosh.
Swan, man.
Red, blue, and yellow.
Nikki 3, Ronnie 0. All right, so last question. All right, listen to this one, okay? Because it's a mouthful. All right, so Google Chrome, Safari, Firefox, and Explorer are different types of what?
Search engine.
Search engines.
Huh?
Web browsers.
Search engines.
You're not even playing Tanisha.
Oh, they were wrong. Sorry.
I don't even know. Okay, so Nikki won that one. So Lonnie,
Thank
you have
you.
to drink for 3 seconds. What are you drinking? What's in that cup?
Apple juice.
Okay. Looks like Henny. We did it. All right, everybody take a shot real quick.
Hold up.
I thought you were
Why
gonna
is
take
red,
a
white?
shot.
How is red, white, and blue not the primary colors?
Nikki, you want to answer that?
They're not.
I think white. Well, blue. I know white is every color technically.
Okay.
And then
Blue, red, and green.
well, no, green is a secondary color because you mix blue and yellow. Red, yellow, and blue are primary colors because if you mix red with yellow, it's orange. Yes.
I'm out. Y'all cheated. You're an old artist. You paint every day.
I didn't know. That was an unfair question.
Sheesh.
Those are things
She
that
didn't
we learn
she
in
didn't ask me
grade.
who's the best hip hop artist. No, nothing. She asked all other questions.
Blue, red, green.
Next time I'll throw some harder questions in there.
Sheesh.
All right, guys, thank you so much for the participation and playing in this game. And I just wanted to introduce actually our special guest for tonight. Give you some space to speak on a few things. So I want to introduce Irvin Burrell. He has been speaking throughout the night, but I wanted to give a special shout out to Irv. Just basically, with over 20 years of experience in management operations, project planning, marketing and sales, new project launches and client relationship management. Irv has established himself as an entertainment and sports industry leader. Currently Irvin is the president and CEO of Management Services, born in Brooklyn, New York. Brooklyn, stand up. And graduated with an MBA in Business Administration from St. Peter's University. It is, again, a pleasure to introduce Mr. Irvin Sir Hollywood Burrell.
Wow,
Sir?
really? Sir Hollywood?
Yes, sir. Let's
Hollywood.
go.
Yep.
So listen, first things first, if there are any healthcare providers or first responders online, thank you for everything that you do. And I'm keeping you guys in my prayers. Thank you for everything that you do and your sacrifices. Thank you for, inviting me to your girls' night in as a guest host. And I'm not a special guest. We're all special guests. We're all learning from one another. I've walked away with a lot of different views and pointers from every one of y'all, which will help me again with my perspectives on how I do things. If I could leave with anything for you guys, is again to continue your hustle, continue striving for greatness. That's what includes in the hard work of things. But most importantly, to help you in your paths is to surround yourself with like-minded hustlers. Because at the end of the day, you can always take something from someone. All right, take something from someone. Natasha, she called me out earlier. That's one person that I know for a fact who has endured a great deal of hustle, in her struggles along, and she's continued to persevere, which I can't wait and look forward to your podcast. But most importantly, the team that I have, I thank everybody. JVN, I'm proud of you for what you're doing on your platform and the things that you have to come. Everyone on this call, Ronnie, Nikki, Tanasia, Stephanie, is that correct? Anything if I can give to anyone, just to continue, strive for greatness. Continue no matter what it is that you have to do. Strive for that goal. Don't let anything hold you back. Use your support system. Communicate. To Nikki's point, be straight and honest with yourself. See what you can do, and just continue striving. That's the best I can say. But we all on this line are hustlers. All of them. All of us. It's just a matter of how hard you want to hustle until you get to your ultimate goal. And so. Thank you again for having me. I truly appreciate it.
Thank you for being a part of this show.
Let's go.
I truly believe in you, Irv. Everything, your worth ethic, your discipline, absolutely a great example to, the platform. I've seen you and I've learned so much from you in the years that I've known. So I definitely, in front of everybody, just want to thank you for everything that you've ever done. If anything, for me, supported me, been there for me, listened to me, everything that you've ever done. Thank you so much for being there. So I wanted to go around the room. Irv took his turn in, a word of advice. Let me go around the room. I'll go first. I wanted to, have everybody give a word of advice. Everybody's in the middle of their hustle. Everyone, like Irv said, everyone in this room has gone through some sort of struggle, hustle, juggle, and wanted everyone to go ahead and give that word of advice. So for me, my word of advice is just do it scared. When you feel that hesitancy or the negative thoughts or, whatever anxiety that you might feel in doing, something that you've been wanting to do for the longest time, in my experience, I've always been scared. So you might as well just do it scared, because that anxiety feeling is never going to go away, ever. So no matter what, as long as it's what you love doing and it's your passion and, whatever else in between that, just do it. Do it anyway. Because again, that anxiety is not going to go away. Do it scared. It's a lot more fun that way anyway, because I'm an adrenaline junkie. So I like that feeling of being scared. And I like to push through it and push through my goals and my challenges. Nikki, word of advice, go.
I feel like the the best piece of advice I've gotten about hustling or following your dreams is knowing what you bring to the table, like what sets you apart from everything else. Because especially with the age of social media, I feel like I hella compare myself to everybody. Any artist on Instagram, I'm like, damn, I can't draw like that. Damn, I can't do this. But then I realize that what I have is different than anyone else because it comes from me. It's my gift. So know what you bring to the table and then utilize that, body it, and then that's how you'll hustle. It's like you'll make, you're unique and offer what you have to offer, So that's my word of advice.
Okay.
Also, I'm taking another shot just because I want to be drunk.
You know what? I'll take a shot with you. All right. Who wants to give a word of advice? Ronnie, go.
Why you put me on the spot? Because I had a nice smile. Word of advice. I think for me, word of advice is to be honest with you all and just hearing like or say your story. Like just stay being great. Like we all have a story to tell. We all have had struggles. I feel like it's beauty in the struggle and in this process. Put God first for one. You know what I'm saying? Pray. I feel like we should all be praying for each other. We so close now. We like family. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, besides that, I think staying out the way. So my biggest thing is staying out the way in order to get where you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Staying out the way means you don't have to go party with. Besides, if Corona wasn't here, you don't have to go party all the time. You don't got to spend your money on liquor all the time. You don't got on stuff that doesn't even matter. You know what I'm saying? Stay down until you come up. That's how I feel about the whole situation. And Jay, shout out to you. You got the popping lighting right now. Like it's lit over there. What you got? You got the whole 4,000 camera lighting over there. Like, it's lit. It's lit.
That's the recess lighting in my ceiling.
Respect.
Oh, good Lord.
Nasia, what you gotta say, girlfriend?
I'm gonna just piggyback off of what you and Nikki said. My word of advice would be to take risks and to be confident in what you do and know what you bring to the table. Because I will say, I would have never thought to jump on a video conference like this and give my words of advice or my opinions, or this is completely out of my comfort zone. And but I would also say trust the people in your circle, because I know Jay would never have me anywhere looking a fool and talking about things I didn't know what I was talking about. So when it comes to your hustle, just take some risk and be confident in what you do.
Thank you.
Amen.
T.
Amen.
Thank you, Steph. Dare I come? She called me.
Steph Bookie.
Okay, we'll come back to you. Anybody else want to give a word of advice? It's all good. Y'all could just, send it over or post it.
Somebody turn Ronnie off. You're here dancing.
Yo, listen.
Ronnie, you want to give us a quick?
Listen, I feel so good today. Listen, this is why I feel so good. Like, I've been getting so many messages about people that have departed that I've been close to. Not just in general, to be here to still be here with y'all and enjoy this time. Like, it's lit. Like, it's tremendous. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow's not promised. So, I feel like you got to enjoy every single moment of all of this right now.
Yo, that's facts.
I appreciate y'all.
You're right.
I appreciate y'all letting me speak my little 2-5 cents worth of whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's worth $1 million, so I won't talk about that. But at the end of the day, I appreciate y'all because it's lit. You feel me? Feeling good, feeling great. We out.
Steph, can we get your word of advice?
You're on mute.
You unmute.
Sorry. I wish I was good at sign language. I'd be the shit. Add that there you go. Add that to the repertoire. No, I was looking for something that I sent you the other day. Hold on. It said, match my hustle. Better yet, beat my hustle. Inspire me to elevate mine. And I like that. I think more of us need to really do more of that, like really helping each other, lift each other up from where we are or from where they are, to bring each other up. Because like we were all saying that, our hustle is never over. You know, we always want more, and it only takes a certain amount of people that really have that drive in them, that want that inspiration to want to go out and do things. I know a lot of people. We were saying this even a couple weeks ago. There's gonna be a lot of people I cut off after this Corona thing because, and even before, like, you know, I'm done cutting them, because you could just see how people are just using this as like a reason to complain, to have an excuse about something. They don't want to do anything. They're like, oh, this is so horrible. They don't even want to leave the house. They don't, like, I don't understand. Like, okay, go walk outside. What can you do to better the situation when this is over? Because all of our lives are going to change after this. I mean, it is. There is no going back to what we were. And what we were apparently wasn't working. So sometimes if we sit back and we look at where we are, this isn't such a bad situation to kind of regroup. No, it's not comfortable. But again, what does life do? And what is it about? We need to get out of our comfort zones in order to move forward. So as far as the hustle, I'm grateful for the hustle. I love the hustle. I want more of the hustle. Like Irv was saying, I'm going to be like 100 years old, doing my thing, helping people out, making it work however I can. So as long as we just know that we need to be grateful for everything, the smallest things, the lemon to make the lemonade, because there's going to be lots of lemons. So, you know, just grateful for those moments. And I am grateful, as much as this is a horrible time, so many people are dying right now, I'm grateful for this time, and I'm grateful for this opportunity, because if we didn't have this, we all wouldn't be sitting here right now. So I want to say thank you, and I'm very grateful for all of you for coming on and really like sharing your experience and your life and your love for your passions. And that's
Thank
it.
you. Yep, absolutely. I'm grateful for all of you.
Lemonade.
I want to thank you for where's the sugar?
That's us. Be sweet.
Oh, hey.
Ronnie, you're wrong, Ronnie. You're wrong.
So I want to thank everybody for coming on. You know, the one thing that I learned, if anything, from this whole entire show is just, you know, the hustle is what makes you. That hustle, that struggle, that juggle is exactly what makes you the person today, right now. You know, there are two people in this world, like Steph said, you know, there's people that's going to complain, or there's people that's going to make something out of this. And you're right. When we get back to our new normal, we're all going to come out of this absolutely, absolutely different. So thank you so much for everyone for joining us today and, you know, being a part of Girls Night. I need everybody to take a shot real quick for me. Take a shot.
I gotta get my car done at 8:30 in the morning. I'm gonna be a mess.
we all got something to do tomorrow. So take that shot one more time. One time a week, right? We get together. So I just wanted to, you know, say to you guys that next week we're not going to be having a show, because next week is Good Friday and then Easter on that Sunday. So happy Easter to those who celebrate.
Bunnies.
And, you know, enjoy the time with your family. Let's try to get creative, you know, because we can't do our normal Easter family things. So we'll get creative, and I can't wait to hear, what are you doing? What's going on?
He made a face and said to all the bunnies, and he was like,
I don't know. They getting creative out here with church services right now. So I don't know. Maybe be watching church service online, the choir behind. But I don't know.
That was dope. I saw that on your Instagram. I thought that was pretty cool. They did that through the whole, you know, conference style type. You know, everybody's thinking.
I'm not gonna lie. I miss dipping eggs in food coloring.
yes.
That was lit when I was growing up. Like,
Oh yeah.
Anyway,
We could do it. We should do that virtually.
do it anyway.
That'd
Do
be
it
dope.
anyway. Definitely.
We should make
So,
some
you know,
dyed eggs.
I used to make the best ones, just so you guys know.
You make the best ones?
So what?
Easter eggs, I made the best one. Tie, dye, all different types. I was.
You know what, Tanisha would be the type of person to have like the golden egg type stuff. Definitely.
And sell it for $1,000.
There you
Yeah.
go.
There you go. Make some money. All right, guys. At the end of the show, I just wanted to let you guys know that we will not be having a show next week. It will be for April 19th. And on next week's episode, on April 19th, we will be talking about intimacy. We're going to be talking about intimacy. So take a look at, you know, my IG and everyone else's IGs for future updates. What about intimacy. Okay? Well,
Mm.
so good night. Stay safe, everybody, and stay your ass at home. Please, I got things to do coming up.
I'm going to the park. I gotta go run.
Me too.
Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.